Hi, and welcome to this podcast today on the future of real estate. Today, I have with me an amazing personality who's fast becoming an icon on the real estate landscape. Many of you have already met him at the recent launch at Reef. He is Samer, who is the CEO and the co-founder of Reef Developments. And today he's going to be sharing with us what is the vision of his company and the exciting developments you can expect to see in the future landscape of real estate in Dubai. So let's just get straight into it. So Samer, thank you for this time to be with us.
For having me.
For being with us on this particular podcast.
Thank you.
Now, I did prepare a list of questions and it's not ChatGPT. Okay? Understanding the future of Dubai, I came up with a list of questions which I think are really important so that you can help people understand why Reef is the next big name in real estate in Dubai. So the first thing probably I would like to ask you is probably a very obvious question. What's the vision that gave birth to Reef Developments and why at this point in time?
All right. So the vision to start Reef, obviously I have been in the market for a long time, 10 years in the real estate industry. And we wanted we have seen the real estate over the last years, and it's doing amazing and great. But we wanted to do something different. And we basically gathered the experience of that we had gained over the past years, and we tried to see what are the key values that we can focus on as a new developer that can deliver a real value to the customers and to the market and to Dubai. And that's what Reef about. Obviously, there are many elements to that. We will talk about it, but that's the main idea, is to bring something new to Dubai, to bring something new to the real estate developments business in the UAE.
Okay. There is a burning question in the minds of a lot of people in Dubai. I meet a lot of investors, a lot of brokers, salespeople. And the question is that in this market, there's this crowd of developers that's coming in, just mushrooming all over the place. Does Dubai really need another developer? Now, the answer to that is maybe, maybe not. But is there a need for an icon? Is there a need for a trend-setting company? The answer is definitely yes. How do you see Reef filling that gap?
Definitely, the market has the appetite to take more developers. We were talking just before, and you talked about the high number of demands. So that is that any developer can enter the market, even being the traditional developer today. And we have seen a lot of developers are doing well. Reef is slightly, we wanted it to be different. We wanted it to add something to the market. And from day one, we thought how, in everything, in every aspect we do, we try to deliver something that's resolve a customer problem or resolve a need. So, and that's what Reef main value came about, which is innovation. So when we had a lot of brainstorming, actually when we started Reef, the first thing we have done is not to set up a sales team or a marketing team. The first thing we have done, we have set up the engineering team and backed by innovation team of engineers. And we had a month of brainstorming sessions before acquiring plots, before shaping our investment strategy. Where do we invest? Where are we going to build? We wanted to come with a product that is unique, that resolves a problem, and that meet a real need in the market. And that's where our unique innovation came, the climate controlled balconies and many other USBs that we try to keep innovation and doing something new that really resolve a problem at the forefront of our innovation and our research and developments.
Okay, great. Innovation is important. See, in a city like Dubai, which is constantly innovating, it's the innovators who are going to stand out and lead the way into the future. Now, a bit of a direct question, right? So everybody claims to be unique and everybody claims that they have something that the others don't have. So how would you, if an investor were to walk up to one of your team members or say, come up to you, how would you show that when we keep design at the back of our mind, what kind of elements we focus on just to make sure it's not another building, it's not just another apartment, or it's not just another community? How do you do your research behind that to identify what's commonplace today, even with the good developers, and what's missing And that's where you're trying to give the opportunity.
Absolutely. So we have seen almost the products over the last few years has been with though we have a great products, great launches, great developers, we have seen the products are almost more or less similar. Varies just by bringing co-branded residences or based on the location, based on the design, but we haven't seen a real breakthrough in terms of something that will rechange and something that really the market of Dubai needs. And the biggest challenge in Dubai is the weather. And we all know that. So we have places that are used only 1 or 2 months in a year. And that's where we really wanted before looking for innovation. Actually, when we started Reef, we looked for a problem, a real problem. So we said, what is today the problem I'm facing the clients and the developers? And we have seen in our drawings and our designs, we have a large space of place that we sell it, other developers sell it, and it's not used most time of the year. And for us, that's the biggest game changer in the market, because now you can use that space. And I think that's what our main differentiating factor compared to the many other developers. In addition, we are doing what everyone else is doing. So we have the amenities, we have the pricing point right, we have the payment plans right. So this is what mainly differentiate Reef. And we keep working on new innovations that really solve a real problem. So there are a lot of challenges. Obviously, you know that as a developer, you have a guidelines, you have to follow, regulations to follow, whether in terms of planning and developments. So we try within this framework to be able to innovate something and solve a problem.
Okay, so would it be correct to say then that a lot of the services that you offer, which is like what others give, that is what is the minimum basic requirement for a person?
Not a minimum for any.
Yes, but then over and above that, you're trying to give them an optimized experience ROI for those who are living in it, and an optimized return on investment for the investors who come in, because you're capitalizing on the space. So you want to make it an optimal usage of the space and returns.
You said it absolutely right. We focus on giving the experience ROI. I think that's a good term. And so we try to maximize your experience. Not our solutions always is not about only the actual money return on investment. It's also about the experience. And Dubai has been always about the experience. So that's what we are focusing on, the ROI on the experience and the ROI on the investments.
Okay. If in the last few years in particular, we've been seeing this huge upward trend of people leaving countries and moving into Dubai. So they come in at different stratas within the society in terms of quality of lifestyle, acceptable standards. So people are coming at the super high end. They're coming in the luxury segment, which is different from the super high end. There's the affordable luxury. There are all these segments coming in. Where do you see Reef positioning itself, and who is the target customer for a product like it?
So from day one, we in setting up our investment strategy, we positioned ourselves as the main value for Reef is the value. So we don't really say we are in the affordable housing segment or in the luxury segment. We are wherever we develop, we try to deliver a value for money. So if we're gonna sell a price per square foot for 1,300, we make sure that we deliver something that is at least 20% higher than that price. And in terms of experience, in terms of return, so we and similarly, if we are gonna develop something in the luxury segment or the expensive segment, you can say, we try to deliver also and maximize the experience. So as an investment strategy, we started directly with the middle income segment. We trying to make our product available to the middle segment. It's the biggest segment. It's the segment that also Dubai focus on, bringing a new talents to live and obviously work here in Dubai. And that we believe this segment is big. It's undersupplied. And we have seen the luxury segment after the COVID has been going through too much developments. And we believe that this segment is a key for us to start with. And that's where most of the developments are coming up in the next 1 year. And the next phase, we will take Reef experience to a higher segment in terms of locations and price per square foot.
Okay. So Samar, let's say I'm this super negative, risk-averse kind of investor. Okay. And I noticed you had a launch in the DLRC area. It's sand in that area largely at this point. I don't even understand how you sold it up, to be honest. So that is a secret you'll have to share with us. But if I was the super negative guy and I had to tell you, Samar, why would I put my money in the sand in that area? What would you say to me?
I will say if the people who used to say this actually 10 years ago and 6 years ago, then they lost the opportunity. And Dubai has been always about being very quick in everything they do, the infrastructure development, the master planning. So yes, it's a sand today, but we both know it's going to be in 2 years fully landscaped area and fully developed, and people are looking after buying the properties there. So Dubai had a track record of speed, of investing in the future, as you said earlier. So today, in order to make money, is you have to, and this is one of our pillars, as again of investing in and bringing products to the clients. We want clients to also realize appreciation. So we don't go to areas that are fully matured. We go to areas that just about to grow significantly and to be matured in the next 1 year or so that people not realize only that an amazing experience and a unique experience, they also realize return on investment that is which will make them again as a returning customer with Reef. So with everything we do, we always try to make sure that we are investing in fast growing communities, whether it is in the middle segment or the luxury segment.
Okay, excellent. Now, we're all aware right now that Dubai is aiming to become the #1 city in the world. We're having a 70% increase in our population by the time we hit 2033 based on the Dubai Economic Agenda and their plans. So the next 3 to 5 years to start with is looking very exciting for Dubai, filled with innovation and opportunity. How have you factored that into your design? Because what is going to happen is in the next few years, a lot more developers are going to come in. They're going to try and get super innovative and distinctive in what they offer you. Keeping in mind this future demand with a lot of the launches that you're going to have, how have you factored in the future demand and into your designs so that 2 years from now, 3 years from now, when someone looks at a Reef development, they're still going to say, wow.
Absolutely. So of course, I keep going back, but the first key of the future, and we actually when we have done the idea, we knew that we were surprised that it was not done yet, and but it is an idea of the future, is to be able to enjoy throughout the year. So that's the key for Dubai. Dubai has been always about bringing something unique, being the first in the world. So this is being the first idea or the first product in the world is a key thing for Dubai. So that's us being catching up with Dubai and the future of Dubai. So in 16 months, we'll have our first ready product that people will be living in, and it will be the first building in the world, and that's keeping up with the future of Dubai. The second thing, we continue to focus on the trending factors of real estate developments, being sustainability, being having a mixed use product, co-working space. So we have in our first building, we have 20% of the space of the building is amenities, which is mostly greenery amenities. So that's help on sustainable, reducing carbon footprint. We have 5% of electricity generated in our first building is coming from solar panels. So that's again focusing on sustainability and the future of real estate developments in Dubai. Again, the demand of the future, we all know now we are living in a very fast moving world. People prefer to train, enjoy, socialize around the same community, and that's where we pay so much attention to sport amenities, gym, outdoor, indoor, jogging tracks, kids playgrounds, barbecue areas. We have a lot. One of our main values as Reef is the community. We try to create a vibrant and integrated communities, activities for residents across all the buildings to communicate and socialize. So these are the main trends that we are focusing on at the moment.
Okay, from what you've told me, Samari, it sounds like you're becoming the Michelangelo of the real estate landscape here. See, everybody can paint, but not everyone can create that masterpiece. So we understand the design of a building and we understand how it comes together. There are so many contractors involved. But walk us through the process. When this idea came forth, this brainchild that you had, how did you take it off the drawing board and bring it into reality? How do you plan to do that? What are your steps in that?
Of course, as like any entrepreneur, we go through too many steps. So I started my career as a real estate broker, and we worked with the biggest developers. We have awards from the biggest developers. As personally, I sold billions of properties for the major developers. So we have seen the process of launches, the design, the consultants they are working on. They are working with the construction companies that are delivering, and what are the points where they are failing. So we have seen that process. We lived it through 10 years experience with them. And we have seen projects delivering ahead of time. We have seen projects getting delayed. We have seen all kinds of design. We have seen the demands, what customer likes, what customers don't like. So when we started to acquire our plots, we made sure that we meet all the stakeholders' needs. And the main, of course, for us, the main two the key stakeholders are the brokers and the customers. And customers being, of course, the most important person who will live and pay, and the broker, because we wanted to create something for brokers that is easy to sell and unique when they sell. So that's basically when we buy a plot, the first thing we do is we look at the land and the area. As I told you, our investment strategy is to acquire projects or lands in a places where it's gonna grow quickly. And because everybody today, every developer is promising price appreciation on handover. And that's the idea of buying off plan, right? You buy on installments, and on handover, hopefully you'll be able to sell it at appreciation or to rent it at a good ROI. And that's what we make sure in our as a first step is to buy the plot in the right place. And the second step is to work with our engineering team to design the building. So we try to make the maximum amenities. We try to create the maximum privacy for every residence. We try to maximize the views for every apartment. We measure the noise even when we're looking at about our MED, mechanical and engineering. We try to maximize sustainability. So we look where places where we can put solars. We even used some of the shaded umbrellas in our amenities as a solar. So that's what we try to do. And then we work with the specialized landscapers to design the landscaping in a way that is durable, that consume minimum electricity and water, because at the end of the day, the clients are going to pay the service charges. So we try to maximize the efficiency of the amenities in terms of consumption in order to reduce the service charges. So every design of every stage, we have a in-house team fully dedicated for this. We obviously, me and my partners, we look after these things from the top, but we have a very specialized team. And then we start obviously taking close brokers' opinions about the designs. We know the right sizes, so it's not too big to the extent that it becomes too expensive for customers. It's not too small to the extent that people cannot live in it. So we try to maximize the size, to optimize, you can say, the sizes, to have the right size that delivers a good livable experience, at the same time a good return on the money that you pay when you are buying the property. And then obviously we launch, and then we make sure that we appoint the right contractor. So it's a lengthy process. Maybe we can have a detailed podcast about that whenever you can. But I can walk you through it's very interesting for us. We enjoy it. Even sometimes we have our first project, 3,000, that we've sold. We have sold it already. We are trying now while we are appointing the contractors and starting the construction, we are trying to maximize. Even there are stuff that we are doing that we haven't promised. So it's something that we enjoy really, and it's a legacy that we want to leave. I forgot to mention, in terms of sustainability, we are also keeping an olive tree on every balcony. Apart from the greenery that I mentioned, we about 10% of our amenities are green. We have in every balcony we have an olive tree, And that's basically, this is the sign that we wanted to leave. This olive tree lives for up to 5,000 years. And we wanted to leave that legacy as a reef. So we are focused in terms of design and delivery in every aspect in order to make sure that our products are here to stay for a long term, and customer will talk about reef in the future.
I like the idea of the olive tree, and I like the longevity of the plan. That's excellent. Now, on a daily basis, I work with a lot of brokers, a lot of investors, and for some reason, investors seems to still be stuck in the past. They still bring up 2008, which is Jurassic Park, by the way, and they still stuck back there, and they still go back to 2014. So what happens is a lot of investors sometimes are concerned about the volatile nature, the ups and downs that the Dubai market has gone through in the past, and they have this concern that the same thing might happen again. So what have you got in, or how would you speak to your buyers to show them that we have taken care of all risk for you? You have nothing to fear when you're investing with us, because we will deliver and you will get exactly what we have promised to you. How do you take care of that?
Dubai took care of that. We are lucky to be in Dubai, and the leadership has taken care very well of that. They every aspect you mentioned, you and me, we know they have taken care of it. So in terms of risk today, the risks are minimal. In terms of the usage of the money that the developer gets, it goes to a escrow account, so the developer cannot use or touch except for the purpose of the construction until the handover. The economic fundamentals are very strong. So we have the highest migration of millionaires in the world to Dubai, higher than the entire US and Canada. So that's something that tells you what the future of Dubai is. The government is fully focused. Sheikh Hamdan recently announced the D33 strategy of having Dubai to enhance Dubai as a place to work and live, and to actually reach a 1 trillion value of transactions of real estate in a year. This year we look like we're going to achieve a 500 billion, 500 billion worth of transactions. Is the highest ever for Dubai. And this has been 2 years ago, it was 270. Last year, I think we crossed the 370. And this year we are going to cross the 500 billion, which is great for Dubai in terms of volumes of value of transactions. So it's been, the numbers don't lie. And whoever is still thinking about 2008, he would always get stuck in there. And people are moving. We have the lowest price per square foot for a similar country or a city that gives a similar lifestyle and similar infrastructure and safety. Safety is unparalleled, even we cannot compare it. And this is all strong fundamentals for Dubai. We have the highest connectivity flights city. Today you have many flights per day to any place in the world. So this stuff cannot be, it's unique about Dubai. It's here to stay. And the government is very clear on what they want to do. And that gives us, as an investors today, we are investing billions, gives us a comfort that we have seen what happened during the COVID. The whole world was closing and Dubai was opening. So we have a business-minded government, and similarly, an investor or a buyer today should believe in this vision, and that the recent history has proven that, and it's a great place to be in for everybody. Yeah, actually, every day, Dr. Anand, we are meeting people here that we met across the world at some point, and they are all moving to Dubai from scale. Today we just met somebody is moving from Mallorca. Yesterday, somebody moving from Cologne. Day before yesterday, someone is moving from Düsseldorf. So every day people are moving to Dubai, and if not moving, he's planning to move. So that's great for us.
Yes, the numbers are there. That's absolutely clear. Now, in this market, which is highly competitive, by the way, we have so many developers, right? We had 48 projects that got launched in October alone, 343 projects in the first 10 months of this year, with 250 in the pipeline. So we can see that the market is getting even more competitive with more players coming in. How do you plan to build the loyalty of your investors and the homeowners so that going forward they are long-term players with Reef?
So I think delivering on what we promise is a key thing. Differentiation is another thing. So when you have a product that today nobody has, is a major game player. We have something that unique, and definitely adding value is just not a good USP. Today we hear a lot of things that are not really delivering value, but we have an idea that makes now 30% of the space of your property livable, 20 to 30% throughout the year, and for the same price that you are paying for another space where you cannot use. So this key, and that's patented, that's unique to us, and that's definitely will be driving Reef and the product of Reef. We just finished 125 residences or apartments in our first building. So our product is very limited, very unique, and we believe that investors who bought it, they will also, it's like buying a limited car. So there was always many audiences, many buyers in the market, but we have a limited stock. So we believe these products, when it gets delivered, will realize a good returns and a good price appreciation.
Excellent. Now, I know you told me about the olive trees, that they will live for 5,000 years. But besides the olive trees, which is the spirit of Reef, how would you like to be remembered in the years to come? What is going to be your legacy, sorry?
Our legacy is we to deliver what we have promised, and to see everybody in Dubai living throughout the year in a climate-controlled balcony, open door. We have much more announcements to come. We are gonna announce soon a community fully climate-controlled, community of townhouses and villas that will be fully climate controlled. You can enjoy the retail. You can go for a breakfast on the middle of the summer. You can walk from your villa to the clubhouse and enjoy your breakfast or lunch, and in the middle of the summer. So that's the legacy that we want to leave in Dubai, and we will see it soon in reality. Like what Dubai got us used to be tech challenges, and we have taken the challenge. We have developed the solution. And now we are going to deploy it. And soon, next month, it will be also available in our villa for anybody who wants to visit. We have created a fully climate-controlled villa and a show apartment with the sunken climate-controlled balcony. So the legacy is to see everywhere in Dubai, all the communities are livable throughout the year.
Excellent. I have just one question for you now, Samir. And if you have any questions for me, I would be happy to take them as well. So the question is this. Your brokers, whether in Dubai or international, must become ambassadors for the brand that you are today. What is the one thing you would like to say to these brokers?
Understand the product well before you sell it. I think that's one key thing. You have to believe in the product before you sell it to your client. So I would love to see, and I enjoy it when I see a broker focuses on the key USPs for every project when they sell it, rather than just focusing on one element like a location or just the price. So this is what I would like to see as a broker, more understanding of the brokers, of the developers and their products, because that's what the customer expect. And that's basically the most important in my opinion.
Excellent. Great. So, Samir, any questions for me?
Yeah, I think, first of all, thank you again for having us. And I wanted to know, you are meeting every day. You are here busy trying to innovate, trying to deliver, trying to launch more projects. And but you are out there meeting a lot of real estate professionals, and you read a lot, I know that. So what do you see Dubai? Where do you see the market is going? And what are your thoughts?
Okay. Actually, a great question, because this is what we hear from people all the time. You see, we know because of the government strategies, we are headed for an excellent future. We are now the third city on the planet in terms of influence. This was the GPCI Global Power City Index, which was done by the Economist survey last year in August. But the vision is by 2040 that we have to be the #1 city in the world, which is the reason why you have all of this infrastructure going into place. Real estate is infrastructure. That's another word for it. You have the Dubai Economic Agenda, the D33 that you mentioned. You got the Real Estate Strategy 2033, the 1 trillion mark. You have the Dubai Social Agenda 2033 that's in place. We have the Urban Master Plan 2040 in place. We now have the National Investment Strategy 2031. So with all of these in place, Dubai is an engineered city. You see, we are not dependent, or we are not planning our growth based on regional influences. Most of the cities on the planet, in fact, almost every city is today what we call an organic city. An organic city is largely influenced by what is happening within the region or their own geopolitical scenarios. It could be natural reserves. For example, if oil had to drop suddenly for whatever reason, many of the economies in this region are going to be hurt bad. Oil affects the whole world, but we know that we would be one of those that are least affected because we have engineered our city not to be dependent on that. So when you have an engineered city, you're planning and going into the future with a clear agenda in what you want to do. So that is the reason why we know the future is bright. Last year, we were the second most stable economy in the world, according to the US and World News reports. This year, we are number one. We are number one. If you look at the Moody's report, which just got announced 2 days ago, we have in the top 23 emerging economies, the average growth rate for next year is 3.8%. But the UAE is at 4.8%. We're 26% higher than the average of the emerging economies, which shows we are in a very, very strong position in the future.
Yes, we will see also we are the highest per capita income country in the world.
We are now actually a level A economy. If you look at the GEM report, the Global Economic Monitor report, there's level A, level B, and level C economies. The level A countries are those which have per capita income of $50,000 a year. And today, the UAE, a 23-year, or rather, Dubai, 23 years, but generally this country is now a level A economy where we are competing with the best of the countries that have 2,000-year histories in the Mercosur, Switzerland, ahead of everybody right now. And this is just going to continue going forward. That's why we're building the biggest airport in the world. You don't put an airport for 260 million passengers a year if you don't know what exactly you're doing. We have an airport which is 70 square kilometers. Just as a comparison, Singapore as a country, amazing country, 734 square kilometers. 10% of the size of that country is our airport. That's how big our airport is. That's what we're expecting to come in here. We're setting up an economic production zone of 168 square kilometers. That's 22% the size of Singapore. So the vision is grand in Dubai. The belief is grand, which is why Sheikh Mohammed said, the future belongs to those who can imagine it, who can design it, and who can execute it. It isn't something that you await, it's something that we create. So Samad, thank you for joining us in this podcast.
For your thoughts as well.
Yeah, quite revealing. Super excited to see what Reef has in store in the future. And for all of you who are watching these podcasts, if you're investors, here is an opportunity for you to grab where you can get excellent returns in some amazing communities in Dubai. And if you're a broker, you need to step up, and Reef should be the developer that you are presenting. Thank you for joining us on this. Samad, thank you for your time.
Better.